Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Clubs Are Going Broke Since Men Left. Let's get right into it.
For some reason, people are under this confusion that women who go out and party and dance don't spend money and they only look for men to buy drinks and food and yada yada. And I just want them to know, what year do y'all live in? Right now, if somebody decided to build a club only for women, baby, the studs will go crazy. The studs will go crazy when I say that they would make so much profit. And I mean a literal club for women. I mean, add some swings in there, add a couple levels, have some cages, have some platforms for people to dance. I mean, have the good music with the bomb DJs, have women only DJs, low key. I mean, have the best of drinks, have the best of security. If they did.
Is it going to be women only security too? Okay, and this women only club that you think has never happened before? Lady, what year are you living in? Women have tried this before and it has failed multiple times, okay? This idea that we're living under a rock if we think women don't spend money to buy their own drinks, they don't. They don't, okay? And this idea that studs will go crazy, lady, there's not that many young MAs out there, okay? And I'm not going to use hip-hop and music to be an example of what's going on in the larger culture, but let's be honest, studs are not overpopulating regular men. Let's be honest. You can't go to the strip club and make a bunch of money only dancing on studs. You need regular men to be in there, okay? And so because women don't understand this, they keep trying to come up with these ideas that won't work. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
Somebody come get her.
Somebody come get her. She's dancing like a stripper.
Leave me a wealthy motherfucker. Not a piece of shit.
Do the walk. Bitch, we're not going to Bravo Bravo.
She got no ass. Where are the yams? She got booty shorts on, but no booty, just shorts. Unbelievable. And she thinks she's gonna go find her a wealthy man. Oh, where are all the wealthy men are? Lady, let me explain this to you. Women don't choose wealthy men. Wealthy men choose women. Please understand this. Don't think I'm just gonna walk in and choose whatever billionaire I want. It don't work like that, especially if you don't got no yams. Now, anyway, this dude's talking about how crazy the clubs are now, and he's not going back. Take a look.
I went to the club recently for my friend's birthday, and I gotta say, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't ever go to the club, but he wanted to go, so I popped out for him. And that was the last time the club will ever see me. Paying anywhere from $20 to $50 just to get in, and then paying another $20 for a watered down drink just to stand around and listen to music that ain't even good, you can miss me with that shit. It actually baffles me that some of y'all look forward to doing that on a Friday or Saturday night. I don't know about y'all, but my crib got a couch, a TV, an air conditioner. I can play whatever music I want, and there's a liquor store around the corner. Some places like bars and lounges are cool, but the club, nah, I'd rather stay home and read a book.
And this is a young boy saying he'd rather stay at home and read a book, something people will never do, okay? People don't even read. But he has a good point. I got a couch. I got a TV. I can listen to whatever music I want, and I don't have to deal with the nonsense with women. I'm not going to pay $20, $50 to go to the club and dance to some music I don't like around women that don't know me, going to act like they're too good for me. Hell no. I'd rather invite a girl over. Now, this dude went to a club in Mexico. Take a look.
Just want to know, when were you done with the club scene? I am 32 years old. I'm here in Mexico City for a long weekend. I've been to 2 different clubs in the past hour, and I've just realized I think I'm just over it. I don't know if it's my age or if I've just outgrown the thing, or maybe I just need to find something new. But when did you realize you were done going to clubs? Because
I think men of all sexual orientations are done with the club. Even, he seems like a rainbow dude. He's going out to rainbow clubs in Mexico, and even he don't like that, okay? So men as a whole, we all left the club. Now, he says, when have you been done with the club? He's 32, I'm 37. Dude, I've been stopped going to the club 10 years ago. Keep it real. Last time I've been inside a club, I was 26, 27 at best. And even back then, I was bringing girls to the club, so I stopped finding a purpose to even go there. Why am I going to bring sand to the beach? I'll just have beach in my own living room. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Take a look.
To that woman in the red dress that was showing off her wedding ring and was like, they told me not to cook, they told me not to clean. I did the opposite, and look at me, I got the ring. Yeah, duh. Like, a husband is one of the easiest things to obtain these days. All you got to do is start cooking and cleaning, and here goes a whole lot of them. These men are lazy. I'm assuming you didn't understand that. I'm sure someone told you not to cook and clean for a man to see if he genuinely liked you past the domestic labor that you would have to do in the household to keep the household running, because most women take on the domestic roles in the house. And you just proved that. You were pretty much saying that you were not able to get a man, keep a man, or obtain a man if you were not cooking and cleaning and doing laundry. The first thing you could think to say after such a major moment in your life, getting proposed to a man that you presumably are so in love with, right, is they told me not to cook, they told me not to clean, they told me not to do the laundry, and I did, and look at me now, I got the ring. Girl, we don't ever want you to come back on here and complain about the workload in the house is too hard and it's too much. That's the whole reason you got your man, right? Because you started to cook, you started to clean, and you started to do laundry. To that woman, and
I think it's so fascinating women like her make fun of women who got married and proposed to and said, I'm not going to follow the feminist line anymore. Look at me. I'm getting married. I didn't follow the feminist line anymore. And here this goofy comes and says, oh, well, what do you think? Her husband's the easiest thing to get. Duh. Says a group of women who are married the least. A husband's the easiest thing to get. Says a group of women who are married the least. Are you serious? Black women, are you going to let this black woman represent you? You're making fun of a married woman while at best you're laying on your back as a side chick. You're making fun of a married woman talking about, oh yeah, don't come back on here complaining about how hard it is to cook, clean, and wash clothes. Is it really that hard? You just said it wasn't that hard, but you think she's going to come back on here and complain about it? Lady, what do y'all do without men? Don't y'all have to cook, clean, and wash clothes either way? But wouldn't it be nice to cook, clean, wash clothes, and then have someone to protect you in the home and provide for you in the home, and also have a long-term commitment? You'd rather be laying on your back as a side chick? This is the problem. And she's trying to say, oh, well, you don't know if he really likes you. Lady, I don't know what you mean by that, but what do you mean by really like you? Okay, is your job hiring you because they really like you? Okay, where else do you go that people just like you and so you're allowed to be there and rummage and trespass? Where do you go? You just, oh, people like me here. Dating, people date for the value they get from dating. If you date a girl, you marry a girl, you want a woman to fulfill her wifely duties. I'm not marrying you because I like you. Or not just because I like you. I want to like you, and I want to like the fact that you do your wifely duties. You could like a girl who doesn't even sleep with you. Doesn't mean you're going to marry her. I mean, literally, what else do we need women for if y'all not cooking, cleaning, and doing the laundry? What do we need you for? Y'all said y'all don't need us if we're not providing a wallet. What do we need you for if you're not cooking and cleaning and washing the laundry? I'm just saying. I mean, do you really think I'm going to marry you because I like you? Are you crazy? Anyway, this lady's making some sense. Take a look.
I knew bitches was completely bird in the brain and immediately stopped listening to them when they was throwing that phrase "pick me around," and their definition of a pick me was cooking and cleaning. But in the same breath, they'll lay on their back. So how you draw the line at cooking and cleaning, but you a fuck? You see what I'm saying? Don't let these hoes lead y'all astray.
Yeah, you draw the line at making a sandwich. You draw a line at sweeping the floor. Okay, but getting on your knees and gawk 3,000, ain't no problem there. Right? You're an independent woman. You could gawk 3,000. You could bust it wide open. You could bend over. You know what I'm saying? I'm tossing and turning you all around the bed. That's cool. But God forbid, you know what I'm saying, you scrub a floor here or two. Oh, no, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. And y'all make fun of the women who do. I'm telling you, bro, our culture is cooked. Bro, cooked. Anyway, Look, if you really want to see how cooked our culture is, take a look. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
This is the first time I've gotten out of my bed in 2 days. Please make sure y'all take y'all vitamins. This guy I barely even talked to had the audacity to call my phone last night talking about, ooh, send me that reel you just posted on Instagram. You look so good. So I'm like, what you gonna send me? Immediately his tone changed. He like, well, what you want? I mean, the reel is already on Instagram. I was like, exactly. So go watch it on my Instagram, dumbass. That's why I be telling y'all, do not be afraid to ask these men for what y'all want, because they do not hesitate, bite their tongue to ask us for what they want. I've just been so disgusted and turned off by men lately, y'all. And that's exactly why I'm adding celibacy to our center challenge. I don't even want to go on no dates. I don't want no distractions from the male kind. I'm so mad I wasn't able to make my bread this week. I wasn't able to go on my solo date this week. These eyeshadows that I use are by Makeup by Mario. They're actually cream eyeshadows. A lot of y'all be thinking I'm using concealer. I was watching that Keisha Kayor and Gucci Mane Breakfast Club interview. She is a strong woman. When you get married, it's safe for better or for worse till death do us part. And that's why I gotta make sense, okay? Sense, C-E-N-T-S. Me and my son have been getting into watching like older.
Oh, you a single mom on top of that. Lady, you just said you're not dealing with men anymore. Too late, you gotta deal with a man. You raising a man for another man. What you talking about? Ladies, y'all don't even make any sense. Y'all want to live in a man-free world, but you got a son. You got a legacy to raise for another man who, by the way, a lot of women, they might think their son is separate from the father, but you can't. That's my legacy. That's my seed. That's my child. So what you talking about? Now, she said she hasn't got out of bed in the last 2 days. And she talking about celibacy. I'm gonna add celibacy to the list. Bro, ain't nobody want your grandma crackers between your legs. Ain't nobody want them grandma crackers, that dry Sahara desert, that I don't even want to go there. Ain't nobody want that. Okay? Ain't nobody want it. Does she not look like she smell like chicken nuggets and fries? She looked like she smell like a Dr. Pepper, chicken nuggets and fries. And by the way, if you don't want male attention anymore, who you putting on makeup for? Who you putting on? You ain't putting on for your son? Who you putting on makeup for? Why you got that bonnet on? Ladies, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing because you're bashing men online and you think it's going to make you more desirable. You think you could say to yourself, oh, I'm not doing this for a man anymore. I don't like any men. I hate men. I'm celibacy. None of that raise your value. You might think the more difficult you are, the more valuable you are. You're completely wrong. You got a son. You got a bonnet. You got a clown costume and a face paint. You are not highly desirable. You think you can dictate the terms. You're probably like 4 years away from perimenopause. What you talking about? It's almost over for you. You're used goods, but you walk around acting like you can get whatever man you want. Prove it. A lot of y'all keep saying, oh yeah, a husband's the easiest thing to get. Prove it. Because this dude asked you, oh man, you're real. That was a really good reel. Send it to me. And you said, what you going to send to me? Why would I send you money for something you got public? Yo, you can't make it make sense, but this is the modern woman. She represents the modern woman. She's the paragon of a modern woman. Here's another paragon of the modern woman. Take a look.
You're never going to get a man to treat you right by telling him how much other men treated you wrong. Let's slow that down. Let's play it back. You're never going to get a man to treat you right by telling him all the many ways that other men did you wrong. I understand there's this logic of, well, if a man knows how much I've been dogged in the past, he will feel bad for me And with this sympathy that I have gained from him, he's going to want to prove my past wrong and treat me right. He's going to want to prove to me that he's not like the rest of them, and then he's going to treat me really well. Here's why that plan backfires, because men are not women. A woman might be able to hear a man's bad past, which, by the way, don't fall for it. And she might feel like, oh no, I'm going to prove to him that all women are not like that. I'm going to be good to him. And where has that gotten you when you've done it? But let's move on. But what men hear when you keep telling them all your past and how bad things have been for you with other men, all they keep hearing is that you don't have any good boundaries.
Not just that, I'm going to think that you deserved it because you chose it. All the men you dealt with, you didn't have to deal with any of them. You dealt with them based on volition. Ladies, you don't understand. Every time you're talking about how bad your past is, it's really just a reflection of you and the choices that you make and the decisions that you make. I met a girl, right? I met this girl on a dating app. She was Dominican and Jewish. Okay, she was a Dominican Jew. Never met that before, okay? And what I mean by Jewish, she was white Jewish, so Dominican and white. But she said she was Christian. Anyway, I asked her about her last relationship. When's your last relationship you've been in? She's like, oh, or the longest relationship, I'm sorry. And she said her longest relationship was for 6 years. She dated a man for 6 years. And he had one kid. Okay, all right. He did have one kid, okay. Then she said, well, one day he came to me and said, my wife is pregnant with my second child. Do you have any questions for me? He said, my wife is pregnant with my second child. Do you have any questions for me? This lady literally dated a man she did not know was married for 6 years. And he had a kid on top of that. Yeah. Okay. That was, you thought that was bad. Here's worse. Then the last guy she talked to, right? That was the longest relationship, right? With a married man. The last guy she talked to, cause the first guy she didn't know was married. The last guy she knew was married because it was her friend of the last 20 years. So she knew he had a wife. Okay. But she still had a fling with him for 6 months, even though she knew he was a married man. And she thinks that I'm going to look at her like she's wife material. Mind you, this woman is 37 years old, going to be 38 next year. Yeah. If you're seeing this, you a goofy, okay? Now, she was cute. She would have been for recreational use only. But I looked at her and I thought to myself, she don't even realize how insane she sounds. She has no idea how crazy she sounds, okay? And I knew right then and there, it would never work because I'm not bringing that level of toxicity that she's accustomed to. I don't got a wife. I got bitches, but I don't got a wife. And technically, I'm single, so I'm allowed to have bitches. And I don't got kids either. But so I knew we weren't going to work out, and surely we didn't work out, okay? She ghosted me. Can you imagine? She ghosted me. But what about those guys? Didn't ghost those guys. Anyway, I thought this was interesting as well. Take a look.
I have a question for the men. So is it true that within the first 30 minutes of meeting a woman, you will know if it's someone that you just want to have a good time with, date around, but never jump into a relationship or get serious, or that someone you would want to be in a relationship with, or the third, that you would marry? I was chatting with some girlfriends and I agree on 2 of these, but I don't think guys would know in the first 30 minutes if they want to marry them. I could say, sure, if you want to just have fun, make it a good time, not a long time, or you're like, okay, I want to pursue this. Like, I want to date this girl. I want to be in a relationship with a girl. Maybe that. But would love to know, would love to hear your opinions in the comments and validate whether this is true or not. I think it's just the 2. But let me know within 30 minutes. Do you really think that you would be able to know between those 3 options what you're looking for? Or is it really just like your state of mind that you're in as well?
Great question. And honestly, what women don't understand about this is men, we're visual. Okay, so we know if we would date a girl or not based on how she looks. The whole marriage part is similar to dating part. Okay, if we would date you and you have a good personality, then you're in the running to be a wife. Okay, so a wife looks the part and she acts the part. A girlfriend looks the part. So we're pretty much saying, okay, will we be comfortable with everyone knowing that we're romantically linked to this girl. If a girl's beautiful, I'd be proud to show her off. It's the trophy wife kind of thing, right? So if a girl's very attractive, I know if I would want to be seen in court in public with her, okay? If I wouldn't want to date her, what I'm really saying to her is, I don't find you attractive. I would not want people to think that we're together. I would not want people to see me with you in public. That's what we're talking about. The whole marriage thing, I can tell if a girl's a wifey material generally after the first day or so, based on how she carries herself, the way she walks, the way she talks, the way she dresses. A lot of the things of what make up a wife is literally her disposition. How she walks and enters the world, how she really shows herself, how she presents herself to the world. Okay? If you present yourself like a skank, no, you're not a wife. You might be attractive. We might sleep with you, but we would not date you or marry you. Okay? Some men, they would date any girl that's very attractive because they've never dated an attractive woman before. Men like me, you'll be put in the F zone. Yeah, we could become fuck buddies, but I won't date a girl who I know is openly a slut. I got to get something out of that. You know what I'm saying? I got to get some promo. Like now that I'm an influencer and I could date famous girls, would I date a famous slut? Possibly. If she's bad, if she's attractive, and I could gain something out of it. If I could gain more money, more clout, something, then yeah, maybe. Right? But for the average guy, you're not going to gain nothing from that. So you don't got to date her. You know what I'm saying? Just hire an escort. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the girlfriend experience. Anyway, I thought this video was interesting as well. Shout out to the Dello edit. Here's what she says about passport bros being necessary. Take a look.
So I'm embarrassed and I'm a woman. So I was listening to this guy talk about it's going to be the first and last date with this woman. So he met this woman in public, y'all, not on an app. So that was refreshing to hear. So he said she had given him the ad like about 3 or 4 times, basically signaling for him to come over and talk to her. So he did that. They exchanged numbers. He wound up taking her out 2 days later. So they went to what it sounds like 4 drinks, and it was like a speakeasy that was like super relaxed but romantic. And he said that she came relaxed. So he was like, okay, cool. She a pretty relaxed girl. So this is going to be a good date. So they got drinks. They started talking and she went in for the kill. Okay. She was like, what do you do for a living? So he told her, he asked her what she did for a living. She told him. And then her next question was, how much do you make a year? So he said to himself, like, that was a first and actually very bold, but whatever. He answered the question. So they continued talking and all of that type of stuff. And he was like, well, how much does a man need to make to date you? And she said 300,000 to 400,000. Okay. So he was like, all right, well, why? Why does he need to make that much? And she was like, well, you know, because of my lifestyle and, you know, the guys that I've dated, you know, they said that they made a certain amount, but they were really broke, blah, 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 blah. So that is interesting. So then he asked her how much she made a year. Oh my goodness. Why did she get offended and did not want to tell him, like danced around it and everything? So he was like, okay, the date ended super quick. And he was thinking to himself, we ain't ever going out. Like, I'm good. I'm straight on you because I know the tip that you're on. So then when they started to leave, she was like, you know, I'm offended that you were asking me all of these personal questions. And he was like, wait a minute. So it's okay for you to ask me personal questions, but I can't ask you. Like, really? Like, ladies, we got to stop that. Like, literally, y'all are making this so blatantly transactional that it's ridiculous. And you cannot be offended about somebody asking you the same questions that you're asking them. So basically, you get a chance to be mysterious, but a man has to lay it all out on the line for you. No. Any man that makes that type of money is literally has to be in the C-suite. And trust and believe, you will not have 100% of his undivided attention, period, because he's responsible for staff. He has pressure. He has a board that he probably has to report to, and he's everywhere and anywhere because he's working 100% of the time. And if you want a man that makes that type of money, you have to be ready for that type of lifestyle. And typically women are not. They are going to start complaining that they are not getting enough time with them. They are not getting the things that they want. And then guess what's going to happen? They are going to cheat on that said man that they wanted. Like, are you serious? Like, oh my goodness. I was completely embarrassed and uncomfortable listening to the story that he was telling. And if I'm like, if that's one woman that has done this on a date, there are several women that has done that. And that is completely sad. And now I understand why these men are getting passports like crazy and calling themselves passport bros, because they should.
Things are different overseas, man. I'm telling you, things are different overseas. Shout out to the passport bros. One of my good friends, he's a passport bro. And you know, it's funny because people try to shame passport bros. They try to say, oh, well, he's only going overseas because those girls are cheap. And, you know, you spend $30 and they'll suck off the whole crew. And she makes it seem like that's we're offended by that. Or maybe the woman should be offended by that. Listen, lady, cheaper is not a bad thing for us. Okay, she might be upset that she wants to earn less money. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna do it for cheaper. I'm more valuable than that. But that's the thing about it. Women across the seas, they'll do it for cheaper, and they're younger, and they're prettier, and they're more feminine. Think about that. Now, this girl, let's address this girl. She wants a man that makes $300,000 and $400,000 a year. That's what you want. You know the question we should ask these women? Not how much does a man need to earn, but why do you deserve that? Why do you deserve a man that makes $300 to $400K a year? Why do you deserve it? Why not? Why does a woman not deserve it more than you? How are you better than the other next women who could possibly be just as deserving, younger, and more attractive than you? Forget about how much she earns. How about how much does she weigh? Okay? How about that? How about what's her diet? How healthy is it? Let me see your blood tests. Okay? Like, I want to see what's your dental records. Do you have any college debt? How about that? Okay? A lot of women make it seem like, oh yeah, don't ask me all these questions. You're making it feel like an interview, but they don't ask you mad questions. Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Modern dating is cooked. Modern dating is cooked. Women walk around thinking they can just demand whatever they want, but they never think they have to explain why they deserve it. You don't get what you want in life, and you don't even get what you deserve in life. You get what you negotiate. A lot of these women cannot negotiate to get a man that makes a bunch of money when you're older. You already have a child, you're not that attractive, and you're not that fit. You don't got the leverage. Ladies, you have 20 good years after you get your period to seize a high-value man. And most of y'all wait to the very end because feminism told you, get your career first, delay having a kid. So you wait till the back half of your sexual desirability. Makes no sense. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.